Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We have a special one today. I've said since the beginning of this channel that I want to treat YouTube golf like pro golf, and I report on YouTube golf similar to how you would report on pro golf. We talk about statistics, we talk about numbers, we talk about newcomers, we talk about OGs having resurgences, whatever it is. We talk about it. We cover YouTube golf, and I love doing that because I like YouTube golf and I like golf, and I know you guys do. And then I can talk and you can listen, and it's great. So we have a great opportunity today. The Play Golf Myrtle Beach Q, definitely a breakthrough concept. Now we'll say concept for now, and we're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about how it actually went. We're going to talk about the response from you guys and some more. So anyways, welcome back to the channel. I'm excited to cover this today because this is really covering what I think the future of YouTube golf can be. I really do think there is a future for YouTube golf where we have, events like this, events like the Good Desert Open, obviously the French Lick event coming in June, which we'll talk about. There's lots coming for YouTube golf. The sport of golf has grown so much that we now have these creators playing golf on camera for you guys that is equally, if not more, entertaining for the younger generation and honestly generations all across than some people's interest in pro golf right now. So I'm very excited to be covering this for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. Quick shout out before we get into this video. Speaking of golf, this is not a real sponsorship. I don't have to say this right now, but I am. Tacomo Golf, absolutely incredible. They sent me the 101 tees maybe 2-3 months ago. Didn't ask anything from me, just like, hey, yeah, here, try these out. Tried them out, loved them. Just wanted a little bit more feel in the short club. So I mentioned them the other day and I was like, hey, what do you think about that? They were like, oh yeah, maybe we'll look. Didn't have any kind of confirmation, nothing. I was like, okay, whatever, didn't think anything of it. I went to leave my house to play golf yesterday. I opened my front door and there was a brand new combo set of 301 MBs and 301 CBs from Tacomo just sitting there that I put right in the bag, and I went and I played 9 holes with, and I'm very excited to go practice with tonight. And but the point of the story is they make incredible golf clubs for an incredible price, and they're just incredible people. The supporting of the creator community is unparalleled. Obviously, they're officially sponsoring Brian Rose and Busted Jack right now, so really cool by them. So shout out to them. Thank you so much for the golf clubs. Anyways, okay, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Play Golf Myrtle Beach, here we are. This video was put out yesterday, about 24 hours ago. Currently, it has 388,000 views, which is interesting because concurrent streams, I think, didn't top 20K, which looked low. Like, I was kind of, I don't know, to be honest, I don't know why. My first kind of like critique, I guess, would be like, you don't need to make YouTube videos premieres. Like, I hate when channels do that. I really do. I think it's so stupid. Like, you think your video is, and this is not me trashing on them in general. This is like their first actual YouTube video they've ever put out. So like, this is not on them. Like, this is a lesson you learn as a creator, I think. But like, there's a reason why Grant Horvath never does YouTube premieres for even his biggest matches. Like, I hate them. They're so stupid. Like, no, the point of YouTube is you can watch it whenever you want. You don't have to tune in. And yes, I get the videos come up live, but then like, if you click on it, I mean, it's a 2-hour and 22-minute video. So anytime from the time they published it to like 3 hours after, if you clicked on it, it was going to automatically jump you into the end, and you might accidentally see the leaderboard and like ruin half the video for you. So I think premieres are dumb. I don't like them. I just don't. So I don't think this needed to be a premiere. If it's not actually a live event that's being streamed live, then I think it's dumb. Okay, number 2, this video was obviously put out months and months, or weeks late, lots of weeks. I don't know exactly when it was filmed. I don't remember. It was put out at least weeks after it was actually filmed. A lot of people saying that obviously this should have just been a live stream thing. And really just like off the rip after watching this, it could have been, but you got to remember, like, although watching this thing pretty much just looked as if we were watching it live, it takes a lot to make it live. Like the Good tour truck thing that showed up for the Good Desert Open. If you guys watch my behind the scenes video of that, like, it was immense, the amount of like manpower and money and time it took to make that thing live. So I understand why they didn't do it live. Hopefully in the future, they're going to be doing it live. And I actually have some information. Let's just talk about this before we even get into it. So I messaged with, I guess, like the director of Play Golf Myrtle Beach. I apologize, I don't remember his official title, but he's the guy I interviewed for this. Same with Mr. Short Game. And I basically just asked him, I was like, hey, like, do you have anything that you would want to share about the event in general? He said, strong event, PGA Tour is behind it. So that's kind of big news. We have meetings with Netflix in full swing to showcase the Q next year. This will change the game. Be on the lookout for big news in the next couple days. It will likely be a live event open to the public next year. So a lot of the complaints around this were like why wasn't it live, and why was your YouTube video essentially just what it would have been live. I understand that, and it sounds like this, as a break glass initiative, first of its kind, is now going to be evolved on next year, and you need this. It's just like the Good Desert Open. There were lots of complaints about that, about the live stream, about everything. But again, when it's the first thing, it needs to be the first thing, and then you learn from it and you move forward from it. But anyways, let's talk about that first thing. So obviously clicking on it here, we had, nice little hype intro. It really did feel kind of like a YouTube video to start, like a more traditional creator YouTube video. They had the hype intro, but pretty quickly, and they did a good job of like introducing everyone. They had kind of like the voiceovers. They had, the little interview segments here, which was good. But pretty quickly after, let's say a couple holes, it turned into essentially just shots and shot tracers. One of the main complaints a lot of people had, which I agreed, was there's no yardages on anything. So you didn't know how far any of the shots were, how long any of the holes were. That definitely would have been cool. But yeah, anyways, I think once again, everything you see technically from this that's wrong is you're probably correct. It's probably stuff that could be improved on. But realistically, I think this was just a proof of concept. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you had the opportunity, you had one opportunity to do this. It's like, well, they're going to have more. Like if they're legitimately talking to Netflix in full swing and all that for next year, like they're going to have an opportunity to make this way, way better. And I don't think they intentionally made it like sort of boring, but it's just kind of natural with the first one. It's going to happen. So anyways, if you scroll down, you look at the comments on this, I mean, it's tough. Yeah, there's one we're going to talk about kind of right off the rip, but it's tough. You have some of the creators chiming in, definitely felt nerves like never before. Huge shout out to everyone involved. But I mean, definitely a lot of, people's responses. But again, I think the overall concept of this thing is good. The proof of concept, if they truly did get the attention of the PGA Tour and Netflix, then I think they did do their job. Do I think this was super enjoyable to watch? No, it was enjoyable enough because there were stakes and it felt like we were finally getting to watch some of our favorite YouTubers with like real pressure on them, which we're going to get to scores. We're going to get to everything in a second. That was cool. I also think at the same time, it would have been that much better and kept I started watching it at 2x speed, like 20 minutes in, just to like see the shots and see the results. Like it was, it was definitely long. But anyways, let's go to the results, because that's really, I think, what a lot of people want to hear about and talk about. All right. So obviously, this is going to be a spoiler, by the way, as well. So if you haven't finished this, I think I haven't spoiled anything yet, but if you're into this video at all, you probably realize we're going to be talking about the results and the outcome of this. So yeah, spoiler alert, you're going to find out who won, and you're going to find out exactly what scores everyone shot. That's kind of the purpose of this video. Let's dive into it. So got the leaderboard up here. This is the final standings. Now, obviously, to me, what was the saving grace of this whole thing was the actual golf, and the fact that we had one of our very own, George Bryan, coming down the line with the lead and then losing in a playoff, which sucks, but it was so enticing, so cool. The thought, so what ended up happening for me personally was I was watching this, but I already had, I was like an hour late. And so I already spoiled the result for myself a little bit, but I was watching it through just to make sure I saw all the shots and kind of knew exactly what happened. So, I mean, we were coming to the 18th hole. George was 4 under, Matt was 2 under. I'm like, how? It's a par 5. I'm like, how does George not win this? How, I must have seen the wrong results. How is this possible? Well, how it's possible is George bogeys the last hole, Matt birdies the last hole, 3 under, tied, going to a playoff, and then Matt wins. So that was tough, man. It was really tough. I mean, a lot of people saying, obviously a tough week for the Bryan, a great week for the Bryan Bros, but also a tough week for the Bryan Bros, because this is 2 Bryan Bros that have been in the lead and then come second, which stinks because we love those guys, and those guys are the best, and we want to see them win and succeed. But nevertheless, it was an unreal showing by George, once again proving that he is not just a YouTube golfer. This guy legitimately has the gumption to be a pro golfer, and we're going to see comparisons in a second between good YouTube golfers and pro golfers. And George Bryan, to me, is a pro golfer. I mean, he made the cut on a PGA Tour event last year. He can handle the pressure. He has it between the ears, and he obviously has the game. So huge shout out to George Bryan. Big old double wrister for the George Bryan boy. I love this guy. I love the whole Bryan Bros clan. I'll sing it to the mountains. They're some of my favorite people on planet Earth. So big shout out to him. Congratulations for pushing that far, coming second. Didn't quite get the win, but still amazing. So on this front page of the leaderboard, we all obviously have a lot of the Korn Ferry guys. Tyler Watts, pretty cool story. Obviously, young kid, 15 years old. Coming out, he actually had a kind of a shot at this. He was 2 under on the last hole, and then I think he hit one into the water, finishing 1 under, but still really great showing by him. Peter Finch is our only other creator on this front page with a very respectable 1 over 73. Once again, this guy, I mean, quest for the Open, he has intentions of playing pro golf. He's played not necessarily like tour pro golf, but like he always tries to qualify for the Open, and he makes that a legitimate pursuit of his own. He's a very solid golfer. Being able to play under these types of conditions and pressure, that's a difference maker. Speaking of difference maker, let's skip ahead. Here we have it. This is basically like the YouTube golf leaderboard. So obviously George Bryan doesn't count. Peter Finch, he won. He's the best YouTube golfer. I don't think George Bryan counts. Peter Finch, best YouTube golfer. That's awesome. But then we come into the legitimate YouTube golfers. Now, Dan Rappaport, this was actually kind of interesting. He posted this on his Instagram, like basically right before the video dropped, being like, there's a rumor online that I shot 88. And then he posted a follow-up thing after with a bunch of comments talking about his swing being bad. And then that he actually posted a 4 over 76. Don't believe everything you read online. Guy is just a little susceptible to online comments. It's just, I mean, I feel bad for the guy. They've talked about it so much on, yeah, you're really gassing yourself up after 76. To be fair, 76 in a tournament condition like that, I think it's pretty legit. But anyways, this guy is, I mean, he's talked about it on Foreplay podcast. He's talked about it from, you know, the perspective of when he first started and having a really hard time with the negative comments. And I mean, this is like, you can't be doing this stuff. You can't be worrying about what random people with no names are saying online about you. But anyways, D-Rap came through solid, 4 over. This guy's a legit golfer. Like, he's talked about it before. He's like a plus handicap. I think he's played like junior golf. He's played all these different things. So I mean, showing definitely a bit of the difference between like being used to playing in competition versus not. Same with Peter Finch, like having played in so many open qualifier events, you can tell the dude has, you know, a bit of a repertoire of knowing how to handle himself in these situations. Big shocker, honestly, Luke Kwan, 6 over. Like, Luke Kwan, before this thing started, talked about shooting 6 under, and then if someone shot 7 under and beat him, that was good on them. And 6 over, it's a bit of a contrast. And that honestly, this is probably what shocked me the most out of the results, was seeing Luke at 6 over. Like, I mean, he played on like the PGA Tour China. He won a PGA Tour China event, I'm pretty sure. He's playing Korn Ferry Tour events, so that was shocking. But he did say that this was his first tournament in a year, and then before that, it was another year before his last tournament. So tournament golf is different, and this just goes to show that. Obviously, Luke's a very good golfer. 6 over is shocking. One behind him, Grant Horvath, 7 over. Not shocking. I mean, Grant's a great golfer, but again, tournament golf is different than regular stroke play golf, even on YouTube. Like, it is different. It's just different, and I'm not surprised about that at all. FP 9 over 81, also not surprised about that. A lot of people are like, oh, he's scratch. Oh, he shoots, you know, I've seen him shoot this, I've seen him shoot that. Again, very, very, very different to go out and do it, you know, in these types of situations. Cole, again, not shocked at the 11 over. I'm really not because he's not a great golfer. He's a legitimate scratch golfer, but I don't think I don't know if he's ever played in a tournament. I could be wrong. I don't know the history of Busted Jack. Maybe Cole grew up playing golf and playing in tournaments, but certainly he hasn't played in a tournament recently while he's been doing Busted Jack. Feels like definitely the most out of tournaments. I mean, we know Grant had that 3 under 69 at that pro event, that mini tour event. You know, Fat Prez has played. He played in the Good Championships. Luke Kwan, obviously Good Championships. I think that was the last tournament he was talking about. But yeah, 11 over. Again, just not shocking. Like, you'd be surprised when you're in a tournament how much a hole can get away from you, and you kind of just start going away mentally with it. So again, not super shocking. But the score everyone wants to talk about, everyone's been messaging me about, asking me about, Micah Morris, 14 over. I mean, the top comment on the whole thing, 1.2K likes. I love Micah. Micah, if you're watching this, I love you, dude. But boy, people like to hate on this guy. People like to see Micah lose. It's crazy. It is crazy. I mean, you have obviously the hardcore good fanboys. You have the hardcore GM golf fanboys who are probably always just going to dislike Micah, at least on the internet. Granted, when we went to the Good Desert Open, you had all those same fans like screaming his name and asking for his autograph. So listen, like it's just the internet. But there are just people in this world that the internet likes to dislike. And in the YouTube golf community, I mean, it's just Micah. I thought we were past this. I really did. I thought we were past like the top comment in a video being Micah absolutely dumping his pants. I thought we were past this. The dude has created a lot of love in his own comments, a lot more support than he was getting in times before. But I mean, it's tough. 14 over is tough. I think he, at one point on the front nine, he made like 5 double bogeys in a row. They stopped showing him after 9 holes. I got a bunch of messages from people being like, did he just walk off the course? Confirmed, he didn't walk off the course, not only because they posted the score, because I messaged the director, just clarified. But yeah, 14 over 86. I mean, it's tough, right? Like, these are all scores that these guys like Fat Perez, Grant, Cole, Micah, it's all scores they probably haven't shot on a golf course in like recent memory. Like, I would assume, like, I don't think if you go out and you shoot this score in a tournament, you probably never shoot it. Like, this is probably like your worst of worst day playing like at home. So I think, you know, it's shocking in that regard. It's a high number. He was 10 over, I think, after like 7 or 8. So obviously his back nine, he cleaned it up just a little bit, but we didn't really get to see any of those shots. It would have been interesting to see a couple of his shots on the back nine. But yeah, it's tough. He hasn't addressed it. A couple of the creators have. He just posted this, what everyone has been waiting for, a little promo for it. Not a lot of people. The only creator really that addressed anything is Grant. You know, definitely felt nerves like never before. It's very interesting. I feel a little bad for the guy for sure. But also, like, good for him for stepping up and putting himself in this kind of situation. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Micah hasn't been playing in a lot of tournaments, at least not posting about them. I wouldn't say his golf game is tournament. He's still stepped up and he at least competed in it. He didn't leave after 9 holes. Apparently he could have. It wasn't like he wasn't I asked. He wasn't contractually obligated to stay and finish the 18, but he did, knowing what was going to happen. And I don't know. It's tough. I love the guy. He definitely, it's between the years like crazy for this guy, and I feel bad for him. But regardless, it's the story that everyone wanted to talk about, so we had to cover it just a little bit. But again, overall, cool event, cool proof of concept. I think it needed to happen. Again, you could complain about a billion different things. You definitely can, and I think a lot of them are valid. But at the end of the day, like, this was an event that was a proving grounds for this type of thing in the future. And I think it succeeded in that regard, especially if, like they're saying, they got the attention of PGA Tour, Netflix, Full Swing, whatever, and this type of thing can be bigger. That's awesome. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Overall, I think, you know, the concept success, the execution is lacking, but I think, again, they did what they needed to do. So let me know your thoughts on it all in the comments below. I wanted to talk about it, I wanted to cover it. You know, it's cool. It feels cool to be the YouTube golf guy talking about YouTube golfers playing in an actual event that like had some meaning to it. So hopefully we have more of this in the future. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.